Hey guys, I'm here today with the Dig version 2, and I just wanted to make a fairly short video about some of the things I like to do with the Dig. I've already kind of reviewed the version 1. The version 2 and the version 1 sound pretty much identical. So if you're trying to get a version 2 because you think it's going to sound better, no, it really doesn't. I wish I did a comparison between the version 1 and the version 2 when I had both of them together, but the version 1 sold so quickly when I put it up for sale that I just didn't have time to make a video. As you see here, I got another Volante. Yeah, I just can't stay away from it. So that's for another video, but the reason I have it here is because I love stacking tape delays into digital delays, and this is one of the best setups you can do, in my opinion, for super beautiful washy sounds, as you heard in the opening. So version 2, just really quick, sounds are not any different than version 1, but what is different is now you have the tone control in the front, which means I use it a lot more often than I used to. I used to love using the tone control in version 1, but I always forgot what the combination was to get into it. Sometimes I would set the wrong things, and it would be like setting the like delay layout from parallel to serial or whatever. So now it's front. It's great having it there. For me, that is the number one part for the upgrade of getting this. Number 2 is having the stereo mono switch on the back versus a jumper inside the pedal. It's a big game changer for me. Also MIDI capability and USB-C with MIDI capability over USB. That's something I will be using in the future. So one of my favorite modes is to run this in ping pong mode and to run it in golden ratio with a fairly modest delay time with the modulation set to light. And then you set send a tape delay into it, and you get a nice washy sound. Turn the repeats to here, set the mix to 50-50. 50-50 is actually in this position instead of straight up and down. It's not at noon. It's right around here, which would be 3 o'clock. And you turn the repeats up fairly high. And 12-bit mode, light mod. And that just sounds like that. But now what you do is you add another delay. I have the Volante. This also has the golden ratio spacing for the heads. I have 3 heads active, and it just sounds kind of like this. I don't have it turned up very high in the volume level, so it won't get too overbearing. I have some modest mechanics going, which will give you some tape warble and some splicing. I think it adds a little splicing. I have the wear up, which is like a tone control. So it backs off on the high frequencies, and then when you combine the two, yeah, so. Listen to how those repeats die out. It's almost like a reverb. It's quite gorgeous. Some of that's coming from the modulation, some of that's coming from the ping pong nature of having some cross feed between the two channels. It plays together, and some of that's from the tone control, just mellowing everything out. Absolutely gorgeous. So I also like to use the ADM mode. It's just a little more percussive with something like this, and even 2496 sounds absolutely wonderful. The repeats don't get as washy in 2496 or like muffled, I guess. When you're stacking, at least. But yeah, again, absolutely wonderful. A little bit on this patch. So I have a really cool patch I made here. You have 2 bits, so if we turn the vector up, you have the harmonics of a harp, and then you have the main harp here. And then if you mix them together, you get a beautiful sounding realistic harp, in my opinion. I have a lot of release. I got to be careful with this because there's limited polyphony to the Wavestate. I run into voice stealing. With a delay, you don't really hear that. So, but yeah, acoustic instruments through the Dig and stacked into the Dig just sound absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's on a synth, but it's an acoustic sampled instrument, so, you know. Yeah. So that's basically what I'm just like demoing here. I just love stacking. And this is with the Volante. In future videos, I did a comparison between the Dig and the Polymoon. I think they're both excellent. I need to do a video that's just stacking the Polymoon into the Dig. Absolutely fantastic. I'll do one with stacking the El Capistan into the Dig. But I will also make a video about the El Capistan's degrading loops, which are just beautiful. I made a song recently. It's on my channel, and it's using the degrading loops for artistic value in that case. But yeah, I'm going to start doing a few videos where I stack more delays. I did one in the past where I stacked delays. They're easy to make for me, and they're something I want to do, because I see a lot of people stacking reverbs, but not a lot of people just stacking delays with one another, especially for the ambient context or rhythmic. It's just like, I mean, listen to the rhythms here. I mean, let me throw a triplet. Let's throw this into triplets here. And we're going to throw in heads one, and then we have golden ratio here. The way those play out, I can change the time a little here. We'll do that. Just absolutely fantastic. It's great as a songwriting tool just to have multiple stack delays, especially if you have multiple taps on each delay, because you just get these rhythmic possibilities that are just something you just can't normally do. I mean, I guess you can sequence it out, but it doesn't sound the same in my opinion. You just don't have the decay happening with all those notes just dying out. Just such a beautiful manner. Yeah, so I love the version 2. It's absolutely great. The Dig, that is. It's a lot easier to set up stuff. I do want to say it is true stereo. I was able to test that. So to do that, what we'll do here is we'll set this into series mode. So the nice thing now, the interface also has like colored LEDs to tell you. Series mode is here. I believe it's green is series mode. So we'll have just a mono. We'll turn off mod. Oh, no. That changes something else. Whoops. Let's do this. We'll change the mod to off, then we'll go back. Make sure it's in series, and we are. So if I turn this to 100% wet, see, we don't have any more stereo separation. Okay, so what are we doing for that? It's wet, and we know we have no stereo separation happening on the pedal. What we can do now is, here, I'll switch over to one of my favorites where I have a ping pong tape delay going on this. Well, it's not real ping pong, there's no crossfeed, but... Whoops. Yeah, it helps if I turn it on. So now we have stereo being generated here, and if this is true stereo, this won't sum it. I should get the separation. And as you can hear, we do. Also, as in stereo images, this will create a stereo image in whatever mode, as long as you have modulation turned on. No mod. No stereo image. It's subtle, but it's a beautiful stereo image in my opinion. So yeah, true stereo, which is cool. Let's go ahead and switch back to ping pong, which is this in middle, turns like a yellowish color. And now we're back in ping pong. Now we can add the mix back again to 50-50 at 3 o'clock here. One of the other things I want to let you listen to, which is absolutely gorgeous, is if you high pass filter it and turn up the repeats. They now die out with getting brighter and brighter as they repeat. I mean, let's do it. Let's turn it. also works with stacking. We'll switch it back to 12-bit and we'll stack with a lot of tone control up. Either way, when you're stacking that, especially with something like a multi-tap delay, in the Volante's case, it really starts to sound like you have a reverb going. And the reverb's definitely not on over here. And it's just beautifully ambient. So yeah, cool thing, like stacking delays. Again, I'll do more videos on stacking delays. Wanted to share my thoughts about the version 2 Dig. Absolutely wonderful upgrade for me. For most people, I would just go find a version 1 if you like the sound and don't need the added changes because they sound the same. Anyway, thanks for watching.